Now to Chicago, city in crisis. Our team of reporters spread throughout the city, investigating the murder of Officer Ella French and digging into the wave of violence that is gripping nearly every neighborhood. We're going to start with the two men accused in the police shooting. A judge denied bond for Amante and Eric Morgan. The brothers are charged in the shooting that killed Officer Ella French, left her partner wounded. Court documents say Monte and Eric Morgan were pulled over for expired plates that weren't registered to their car. Those documents say there was open alcohol, weed in the vehicle. Monte had a gun hidden in his waistband. Prosecutors say this is the gun that was used in that shooting. Today, we're learning more about where it came from. An Indiana man now faces federal charges for purchasing that gun illegally for the accused shooter. CBS 2's Chris Tye at the Dirksen Federal Building. Chris, you've been investigating how the gun ended up in Chicago.
That's right, Brad. The gun pipeline into Chicago. It has gotten the attention from everyone from the White House to City Hall. Now, with this case under a white-hot spotlight, we are seeing how, with lightning speed, federal prosecutors are deconstructing where these guns that fired at officers were purchased and the lapses that allowed them to get into the wrong hands. This is the weapon, a Glock Model 44, 22 caliber semi-automatic pistol that the feds say was used to kill Officer French. Within 12 hours of Saturday's shooting, police had a thorough history of that weapon and the flaws that they say put serial number AFBZ 467 in the hands of this man, Eric Morgan. 3 years before he was charged with this weekend's shooting, he was convicted of armed robbery near Madison, Wisconsin, complicating future access to weapons. So in March of this year, ATF agents say Morgan leaned on a friend from Hammond, Indiana, Jamel Danzy, to buy him an SUV and a weapon. Both, they say, were used Saturday night. At the Hammond gun shop, Danzy filled out this firearms transaction record required by the Department of Justice. His crime, they say, was committed when he answered question 21A. Are you the actual buyer of the firearm? That came with a warning. You are not the actual buyer if you are acquiring the firearm on behalf of another person. He checked yes. Outside the restaurant in Hammond that he works at, the feds questioned Danzy Sunday afternoon, where they say in the backseat of a car, Danzy admitted that he was lying on question 21A. This box, that's the mechanism that made him what's known as a straw man, buying a weapon for someone who can't.
What good is this doing if a paperwork clerical box check allows these people to do this sort of thing?
It's not doing a whole lot of good.
Juan Cloy is a former FBI task force agent and expert on the gun pipeline.
Is there a real way to target and shut off the valve for straw men?
No, there's not a real way to do that. To say, okay, I checked the box. And, from there, there's really no checks and balances for that.
The feds say that Morgan paid Danzy for the vehicle he got him, but never paid him for acquiring that weapon. They say that Danzy knew Morgan couldn't get a weapon on his own because of his criminal background, and Danzy told prosecutors that just days after he acquired that gun, Morgan drove from Chicago to Indiana to pick it up. Brad, if Danzy is convicted on these federal gun charges, he could face 5 years in prison.
A forensic accounting of a straw sale. Chris, thank you for that.